taking it to this realm with having the stars and having the graphs, I just love that it's not like they're not using just one way to teach and tell or spread their word or spread their message. They are using many tools within this video to kind of paint a picture, right? And I'm just loving, I am here for it. Hey buddies, it's your girl AyChristene, and today we are checking out another you guys told me how to say this. Hold on, I've got to pull up the video because you guys did actually tell me how to say this. Oh, okay, it means shortly explained. Shout out to you for letting me know. It means shortly explained. There was a few of you guys told me how to say this. I'm trying to scroll to see the comments of the how to say this, how to pronounce it, okay? Because I see it and honestly my throat just gurgles. Hold on, there was somebody, where are those comments? Okay, yes. Kurzgesagt. Okay, Kurzgesagt. All right, so now let's try to say that. Kurzgesagt video, Kurzgesagt in a nutshell. Okay, thank you, shout out to you. This is why we should not look for aliens, the dark forest. I feel like, because space terrifies me. Okay, it just starts the spiral train of thought, as you guys learned from the last episode of how, of a Kurzgesagt video. Things involving space terrify me, and I think that it just brings me to my, cycle of life and death, and then what happens after, and it just really, it's not a fun mental spiral for me, right? So I also would not want us to look for aliens. I'm sure that they exist. I'm sure that we are not, like that whole thing, I do feel like it is presumptuous to think that we are legitimately the only ones that exist, right? As far as humans. The fear is we don't know what they are or what they look like or what they want or what they eat or what they, what their mindset is. Some people humanize it to the mindset of destruction, and then they, the thought of them coming means that they're just going to kill us all. But what if they want to mate with us? I don't know. What if they want to eat us, and not necessarily to kill us because they want to just take over, but our substance and beings are like nutrients for them and their beings. Like there are so many things to think of. What if our land is a perfect land for them to terraform, but they need us to get off of it? And they're like, hey, you got to go. And we're like, well, technologically, we're not there yet. And they're like, well, all right, you guys are gone now. And now they take over the land, Anything can happen, right? So I just think it's best that we just leave them be and not look for them. But we're going to see why Kurzgesagt, is that right? Yes, Gesagt, says that we should not look for aliens. Link for this video is in the description box below for you to check out. But first, shout out to our members. Boop. All right, let's get into the video.
The universe is incredibly big and seems full of potential for life, with billions of habitable planets.
I love that, such
if
cute
an
pictures
advanced
that they use for
civilization
such
had
a
the technology to travel between the stars at just 0.1% of the speed of light, it could colonize our galaxy in roughly 100 million years. Which is not that long, given the billions of years the Milky Way has existed.
Comparatively,
so in principle,
yes, I agree.
Any spacefaring civilization should be able to spread rapidly over huge sectors of the galaxy. And yet, we see nothing, hear nothing.
Also true.
The universe seems empty, devoid of others.
Except
this
for
is the Fermi paradox, which we've discussed in more detail in other videos.
Oh, there's a lot more of
Confronted
this.
with the seemingly empty universe, humanity faces a dilemma.
Hold on. I know that they have found, I think, bacteria on another planet, or was it that they have evidence that Mars had water, so there's evidence that there was life on Mars at one time. Clarify it down below for me, but I know that there was something that they found that suggests that there was life to some degree, and life can be anything from plant life or bug life, bacteria life, They don't mean like humans or extraterrestrials or what? Terrestrials or extra. You know what? They don't mean people. Okay, or aliens, they mean something else, all right? But let me know, clarify down below.
We want to know if we are alone in the Milky Way. We want to call out and reveal ourselves to anyone watching, but that could be the last thing we ever do.
Not
because maybe the universe is not empty. Maybe it's full of civilizations, but they are hiding from each other. Maybe the civilizations that attracted attention in the past were wiped away by invisible arrows. This is the dark forest solution to the Fermi paradox.
We gotta see what this Fermi paradox is. This freaking gnat in here. What's the paradox for this freaking gnat?
The way of life.
About to die.
The hunter awakes in his hiding place and carefully listens for suspicious noises from the thick undergrowth before he gets up. Another night has passed without incident. The forest is dark and full of fog. He considers calling out to others to end his loneliness, but stops himself at the last moment. What if they are like him? All living things seek to survive, secure resources, and multiply.
Are they
Their
multiplying
greatest
right now?
obstacle are other living things that share the same objective.
Yikes, that's
Competition
true.
between species favored the survival of beings with advantageous traits.
Yikes.
Our
Natural
ancestors
selection.
were inventive, competitive, expansionist, and greedy for resources, which led them to winning the competition for our planet. Today, most other animals are so utterly at our mercy that we wipe out about a dozen species a day, just as an unintentional byproduct of how we like to run things.
Deforestation.
But humans are more than individuals. From us, cultures emerge that also compete with each other. Competitive and expansionary cultures spread faster and further and merge with, subdue, or destroy others. If we look at our history, it becomes clear we are dangerous.
We are.
Not just to others, but also to ourselves.
Amen.
Our human nature has driven us to take over every corner of our planet, and soon we will look to the stars, both to expand our domain and ensure access to ever more resources. And then we might stumble upon others trying to do the same thing. It's likely that the competition of life also takes place on faraway planets. So it's logical to assume that an alien civilization that came to dominate their planet would be in some regards similar to us.
True.
But if they're similar to us, they too may be dangerous.
You know what? The points that are being brought up are really kind of show like the mindset and the fears that I had in regards to us, but then also kind of spinning that around. Like, we could be bad for other people. Like, there are some of us that will probably meet other aliens and consider them a threat, even though they might be peaceful, but we don't understand and we don't know how to communicate to them. And then a war starts, just because of, like, it happens every day on this planet where people judge other people, think they're dangerous when they're not, and then call cops, and the cops kill. I know that's a very particular lane, but we're dangerous. People are dangerous, and I don't mean we as Black people. I mean humans are dangerous, and because of their own prejudices and inhibitions and fears and paranoia and all those things, they want to dominate and want to be the best and want to be the top tier culture or person or what have you, has caused a lot of dissent, has caused war. And that could definitely happen if we were to try to look for aliens, and we would ruin everything. We would kill them. Or we could kill them.
The implication.
Not saying would, because they might beat us.
As the hunter sneaks through the dark forest all alone, he knows that there might be others like him. He can't know their intentions. I
love this.
If they are aggressive or not.
Dual storytelling.
The hunter knows he would kill to ensure his own survival.
Yikes.
So he has to assume that they would too.
Yep.
And it might be that if he stumbles upon another hunter, the one that shoots first survives.
Yep.
None of this means that conflict is unavoidable. So far, the progress of the modern world seems to have made us more peaceful, not more violent. Maybe this is true for other civilizations too, that eventually progress means less conflict,
This is so
not
beautiful.
more.
I would love to go to
Different
a city in the
alien
sky
civilizations also should vary from the mild and peaceful to the malevolent and militaristic.
like that. Yikes.
The existential problem we're facing is that when we meet others between the stars, we have no way of telling who is peaceful or aggressive and
Very
what their
true.
true intentions are.
Right?
Similarly, they might not understand or trust our intentions,
Right,
even if we
right.
tell them that we are peaceful.
Right?
On top of that, if we did discover another civilization and they discovered us, the light years between us would mean years of communication delay. Both sides would be in a
Also
state of
very
uncertainty,
true.
wondering if the wisest move is to just attack, because there's another serious issue: technological explosions and the first strike advantage. We don't know where the limits of technology are, but we do know
Between
how
us
much
and them.
technological progress matters in war. A few hundred or thousand years can
Yo.
turn conflict with uncertain results into a one-sided massacre.
Very one-sided.
Caesar's legions would stand no chance
All I
against
think of
Napoleon's
is, like,
army with their
Clash of
cannons
Clans,
and
like these-
muskets, which would
the
be
grid
eradicated
makes
by
you think of
artillery
games.
from the First World War, which would not stand a chance against today's drones and
Yeah,
guided
just how we've
missiles.
evolved.
So the power level of different
Military-wise.
civilizations may vary massively, and even if not, between the time it takes us to detect another civilization and us saying hi, we might already be hopelessly behind on the tech tree.
Right?
Which is bad enough, but the nature of interstellar conflict makes this worse. If your opponent is light years away...
So, okay, I want to take a pause really quick because there's a lot in not just the information we're getting, but the layers of execution in this video is like, I was going to say that word, so freaking amazing to me, okay? Because you have the style of the animation, right, which I love, and the narrator, which I love. But then you have this, like, there's different tools being used to share and tell the story and teach, right? One is the way of, like, kind of like, you know how when they narrate a documentary type of thing, like a nature doc type of thing, and you have that with the guy like Hunter in the forest, who's he only can think that others are out there that are like him, right? And so you have this narrative nature doc like essence with that guy kind of explaining how the issue can lie in the fact that they are like us and there could be issues that way, right? But then also kind of showing the different, like how we were advancing in technology and that grid, which is more so like gaming, right? Because that's how it is with gaming, where you have the grid and you have the other side against one side. Like, I think War of Tanks is like that? We know that there are games that are like that, right? And then taking it to this realm with having the stars and having the graphs, I just love that it's not like they're not using just one way to teach and tell or spread their word or spread their message. They are using many tools within this video to kind of paint a picture, right? And I'm just loving, I am here for it. I'm loving the execution of this
Sending an
video.
invasion fleet takes so long that by the time it arrives, it might be hopelessly obsolete.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So war
We're dead.
between civilizations might be just about eliminating the other to remove an existential threat to yourself.
Dear.
Someone else who might be
See,
so
this is a
scared
big
of
problem.
you that they attack the first
Right.
chance they get.
Right, which is what
In
happens.
this environment, the
we
only
do that
way to
here.
guarantee a win is to strike with such force and speed
Yikes.
that the target has no chance of survival or time to counterattack or escape to seek revenge later.
Oh, vengeance.
The stakes are the highest possible
Oh my
with no room
goodness.
for error. If we
Goodness.
assume that the
I might
majority
came
of
back and busted
civilizations
up his
live on
head.
planets, that
Where's
leaves
his,
them pretty vulnerable. All you need to
protection?
do is throw something massive at a planet to make it uninhabitable.
That's also
So
true.
the ultimate interplanetary annihilation weapon is probably something like a relativistic kill vehicle, a missile shot at a planet at a significant fraction of the speed of light.
That is crazy.
For example, a missile the size of a person going 95% the speed of light has as much energy as all nuclear bombs on Earth. If you shot a few
What?
dozen at the civilization you wanted to wipe out, success would be fairly certain. Even a single hit would suffice.
But all the innocent
This
children.
is not that absurd of an idea. A civilization only slightly above us on the Kardashev scale would have enough energy to send multiple strikes against every planet it suspects of harboring life.
Oh my gosh.
What makes these weapons so sinister is how much they favor a first strike, since they would be so fast that it might be impossible to protect yourself effectively against them once they're launched. Conflict between civilizations may not be lengthy affairs, but rapid winner-takes-all situations, where the first one to shoot wins.
Goodness.
This makes any civilization an existential threat.
But then if everybody's shooting at the same time, look.
And if every civilization is an existential threat to every other,
right,
there may be only two kinds of civilizations out there. Quiet ones and dead ones.
Oh dear.
So, what should we do?
What should we do?
Should we worry? It's unlikely that anybody has noticed humanity yet. The radio signals we've transmitted in the last 100 years traveled a relatively tiny distance and have long decayed into unreadable noise.
Okay.
At our technological stage, if we don't actively try to get noticed, and if nobody specifically looks at our pretty unremarkable solar system, we'll stay hidden. But one day we will venture into space in a serious way and need to consider these kinds of questions again. We don't know if there are others or if we are going through the forest alone. But we have no way of knowing for sure. For the time being, it seems the best we can do is to carefully listen. And even if we see others step into a clearing and make themselves known, we should not reply right away, but carefully watch them from the undergrowth. Perhaps we are also thinking about this all wrong by allowing our primitive brain that evolved in the context of the gruesome competition of life to conjure fears of predatory aliens all around us. Maybe the fact that we are looking at the universe like this is a sign that we are not grown up yet as a species.
Right.
There could be a friendly, welcoming community of alien civilizations waiting to hear from us when we are ready.
Friendly.
As for now, the good news is there is actually little we need to do. We just need to be thoughtful about the signals we send out into the galaxy. We need to watch the sky and learn more about our galaxy, our forest. Because whatever the nature of our forest is, full of dangers or friends, or nobody at all, only careful observation can tell. So, let's do that.
Okay.
At last, the hunter reaches a clearing and finds a comfortable position. Slowly, the sun melts the fog away. Lost in thought, he admires the vegetation until suddenly he is eye to eye with another hunter, frozen in terror, just like himself. His mind is racing, considering all the different options. The hunter takes a deep breath and makes a decision. Maybe the only way out of the dark forest is to step into the clearing together. And with this hopeful picture, we say goodbye to the year 12,021 of the human era. It was a wild year to say the least, still much more fun than 12,020. Kurzgesagt had its most successful month ever and published a book.
Did they say 12? Oh, they published a book. 12. They said 12,020?
Of new techniques and really got into Blender and Cinema 4D, hiding more and more 3D in our videos. We have so many ideas for next year and big and ambitious plans that we can't wait to share with you.
I love this.
All of this was and is possible because of your direct support. Thank you so much. Kurzgesagt only works because of you. So in tune with the end of the year, we've designed a few products that will help you to...
Okay, so they have some cool things here. Definitely check out the link in the description box below to see their video and see all this stuff that they have. I love the discussion that this brings up, right? This brings up the conversation about, are we the only ones out there? If we are, what are the possible things that could happen? I mean, if we are not the only ones out there, what are the possible things that can happen if we were to meet another species? And like, I love kind of like how my thought progressed throughout this video, because at the beginning I was talking about how we kind of look at it as like they will do A, B, C, X, Y, Z to us, right? But then as we were going through the video, I'm like, oh, wait, we could end up destroying them, you know? Interacting with them could be a death sentence for them because of how we are. And then it came to the thought process of us being the same, where in the mindset of those fears being the same, where you don't know, you feel threatened and you're scared. Do you attack or do you just wait, right? Because you don't understand each other. And so with that being the last thought process in regards to the progression of this, I agree that I mean, it's tough, right? Because if they are like us, then it doesn't matter what we do, right? Because if we don't shoot, right? Because here's the thing, I don't want us to shoot first, but then if they shoot first, then that's death, right? But if we shoot first, that's death. But how do we tell them not to shoot and us not to? How do we stop everybody from shooting? That's the thing. How do we stop everybody from shooting each other and instead try to understand each other? But it's such an interesting progression of thought on how this would flow and how this would go if we were to meet others. I am interested in doing the other videos in the what did he say? The firm, it's the Fermi paradox.
Humanity faces a dilemma. Yes.
Okay, yeah, Fermi paradox videos, right? To see where's the progression of this thought going. Outside of the literal details of the video, the execution of this video is just so freaking good. Like the layers of the different ways that you execute your story, right? It's so, and that's again one of the things I love about this platform is the ways that the things that people do and the ways that people execute their stories and using different things. It's not one note, you know? It's very purposeful and intentful or with intention. I don't know if intentful is a word, but with intention and such a creative way that is just so amazing. And I truly love it. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What would you do? What do you think we should do? Should we look for other life, right? And if we find other life, what would you do? And be honest, you know, we'll be honest and respectful down below. Let me know. If you like that video, check out the link in the description box below to support the Kurzgesagt videos. It's gonna be tough. We will eventually get it. If you like this video, hug the like, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. I love you guys as always. And until next time, buddies. Toodles.